I was going to say, is anyone quite shocked that Skype didn't have an update? Because I was. I started up this afternoon and went, it's going to be like 2 hours worth of update. No.
What?
No.
It must just be okay.
Let's see how long it takes before it crashes, and that's the end of that.
Someone's internet dies.
Yeah.
So when the BT goes, wait, the Conquistabores are back. Pull the plug. Pull the plug.
This cannot happen.
Welcome to the Conquistabores. This week, the Conquistabores invade AEW. What? AE what? Wait, do I own that one? I don't? Huh. Well, you can forget it, pal. I'm not doing this if I don't own it. Huh. No way. I'm gonna go put me some weights. Eat some meat.
Yes, that's my baseball story.
There you go.
Are we done with baseball now?
No, oh, look at that. Sorry, Cameron. I do apologise.
Let's
Having a
talk
life
about,
outside of wrestling.
Let's talk about something uplifting. Wrestling. Oh wait.
Yeah.
The most depressing of all sports.
Well, this past few weeks it's been.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, because I watched, that Vice TV show.
The Dark Side of Wrestling.
Yeah, so I found it on YouTube.
I've got them all downloaded right now to watch. I've not managed to get to them yet.
Yeah, I watched the Von Erich one. Oof.
Well, the Von Erich is just basically play the game of which one's still alive. The answer is...
I know the story. I know all the stories and all that, and all that thing. But when you kind of put it within like 40 minutes, it's like, Jesus Christ.
A roller coaster.
A little bit.
Oh boy.
Most of it ends up in a wood.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's like, just move out from the woods. Move to a country where you can't have guns. Yeah, so the squared circle, but wrestling. Are we actually started the podcast? Is that it, or is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know, because you always seem to like pick a random moment when it kind of drops in, and it's just like, I don't know if we started or not.
Oh, that's just our vibe, That's
it's always like these little kind of like soft sort of openings that we have, which is not a complaint. That's fine.
The cold opening is like the boof. The slap in the face.
Yeah, in our case, it's a stone cold opening because we've been gone for a while.
I think the last time we recorded anything was February.
It was.
So it's approaching 6 months.
I blame holidays.
Right.
People went on holidays.
Yep.
Yeah.
I redecorated my front room. So I had to put down laminate floor rather than podcast, which is nice.
Okay.
I got some from B&Q. It was... This is the laminate floor podcast, is it?
No.
This is B&Q cast now.
Is anyone getting pile driven onto that laminate floor?
God, no, because if anyone damages it, I'm going to be
it's not about wrestling
annoyed.
then, is it?
No. This is a side note altogether, but I'm assuming we've all seen Chris Ridgway in DDT in the swimming pool.
Yes. Getting dragged down a chute with the figure four leg lock.
Yes.
That's hysterical. It was the drop kick down the water slide.
Yes.
And hitting him at the end of the slide.
There's just a video of them all coming down the slide, and the look in Chris Dickinson's face is just like, I'm in Japan, I'm doing this, I'm getting paid to play in a water park, I've won at life.
Yeah.
It's just, you kind of feel depressed and you kind of see things that are terrible in the world, and then like a DDT video pops up and you're like,
yep. And
it's just nice.
And immediately I've had it linked to me at least 4 different times now. It's like, you like DDT? I'm like, yes.
Yes, I do.
That's it. That was a bright light in what's been quite a dark couple of weeks, I'll say.
It's been a roller coaster of emotion since we were off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Not really helped sort of a couple of weeks ago by Lionheart's passing at all.
Yeah, that caught everyone off guard.
That was a kicker.
Yeah. It's
oh my god, it's one of those ones where you kind of look at when the news kind of filters through, as it does these days on social media, and I don't know if it was you saying on Twitter. It's like, it's one of those ones you don't ask yourself. The first question is not, oh, how? It's why.
Yeah. I remember that because I was at work and idly flicking through Twitter while I was waiting for something to run, and I saw the news pop up and I thought, that can't be right, that can't be real. And then all of a sudden I saw more and more, and then I saw Mark Dallas post it, and I thought, oh fuck, this is real.
Yeah, and you're kind of like thinking, is this some like really bad idea of a work?
That
was my first thought of it, and
I don't think he would stoop that low.
No, that was what I was thinking. But my first bigger thought was, is this some kind of crazy work? And then that was, followed up 3 seconds later by, they wouldn't be that.
That kind of thing isn't beyond the realms of possibility, I suppose. No, in the current, environment. I hate to say the term reality era, but the social media kind of infused wrestling.
Yeah.
You can definitely see what's his name? Vince Russo. It'll be a Vince Russo idea, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it would totally be a stupid Vince Russo idea. Yeah, totally.
It's just the fact that the news, obviously, as you said, we live in the era of social media, and the news spread quickly, and then immediately everyone was just, I think, as shocked as everyone that saw the news initially, just like, no way. And then I think over the following 12 hours, it was the realization of, wait, he's actually gone.
Yeah, it's actually, because it's always that.
Exactly.
When you kind of the routine, you try to get into the routine afterwards, that person's actually now gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's been such a big part of the sort of renaissance of UK wrestling over the last 10 or so years, I would say, because over the last sort of 10 years or so, I think Lionheart has always been there in some capacity. Working British Championship Wrestling in Kilmarnock, or when he's breaking into ICW, or he's down south doing wrestling, or he's down doing Riptide. He's sort of, at some point in time in the UK, he's kind of like what Grado's doing right now. Every weekend he's somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's contributing in his own way to the sort of, I guess, revival of independent wrestling in the UK. Obviously, there is now NXT UK. There is now, obviously, companies like All Elite Wrestling, which we'll get on to shortly. And really, the fact that he's now no longer with us, it's difficult to take because he's been such big proponents of a lot of these companies for a long time. And I know for a fact tonight, Express and City Wrestling are holding a tribute show, ICW are holding a tribute show, BCW are hosting a tribute show. I think every single promotion is going to try in their own way to honour his memory and just really show that even though he's no longer with us, that spirit will live on in the future, and it will continue to be a force, because every single person that I've seen a clip it from has spoken so highly of him, because he's always been a professional throughout. Even when he got his neck broken, he's still...
the AJ Styles,
AJ Styles, where people were eviscerating AJ Styles and nothing, he just simply took it as, I tucked my head. He made the mistake. And just the class that he showed in his time, no matter what he was doing, if he was in the bottom of the card, if he was top of the card, or if it was just an attack match, he was the same person throughout. And
was he the current ICW champion?
He still was. He was the belt holder.
Yes, he was. So that's.
I think what are they going to do with that? I mean, because it's how do you?
I guess you could vacate it to a tournament. That's the only way I can think of doing it.
But I'd almost want a new belt. Does that kind of make sense?
There was some suggestion floating around the other day. The idea was apparently floating that they might retire that design of the belt and then have a new designed ICW title and then have a tournament for that title, which would still be the ICW Heavyweight Championship. The design that Lionheart held would have stayed with him.
Right.
Yeah, because I can't think of anything comparable where somebody holding a belt has died.
No, I'm struggling with it.
Guerrero, he wasn't holding the belt, was he? I don't think. No. He went. Neither was Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
Benoit
wasn't. No. So
it's been weird just thinking about it over the last week or so that this guy I've seen in front of 100 people in Kilmarnock and thousands of people and Hydro is gone, and it's weird. It's really weird.
My overriding memory of Lionheart, though, isn't from an ICW show. It's from a Target show about a year ago. He was tagging with Shah Samuels against Polar Promotions. And it was known in Target circles as the night they opened the decorator's cupboard. It was kind of turned into a falls count anywhere. And I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but someone Irish, it might have been Mark Coffey, Irish whipped Shah through what he must have thought was just a door into a cupboard. Right. But it bust open, and then there was they were decorating the club, and they must have just shoved all the paint rollers there. and the ladders and things like that. So they just basically used that as like the hardcore thing, because all the ladders and the paint trays and like the rollers that they had out just got like
it was basically turned into a hardcore match set in a B&Q.
Yeah, pretty much it did. But during the entrances, Lionheart was walking past some kids in the crowd who were just like, because he was playing heel, they were just like pointing at him, going, you're rubbish, this kind of stuff. And he grabbed their hands kind of gently and then just turned them round and taught them how to flick the V, and then went, no, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Just do that. Good. Now go and show your mum. And that is if I'm going to take joy from the situation of Lionheart's passing, then that'll be my overriding memory.
Oh yeah, because it's got to be like sadness, but you've got to kind of focus on all the positives, like you say, the impact he had across
exactly
the industry and everything. So
exactly.
The whole storyline of the Lionheart as a Fanny, Lionheart as a hero storyline in ICW, that is probably one of the best storylines that they've had in a while. And the fact that it was literally just after Lionheart returned from what could have killed him very easily.
Easy.
And the fact he was back and doing his thing. I mean, I think that this the weekend before he passed, he was in the ring and all was good. And
he had a title match and one of the Fight Club ones, didn't he? I can't remember the name of the guy he was wrestling.
It was one of the newer guys.
It was one of the newer guys.
But anyway,
and he'd won that, and to think that 3 days later he was dead is just still sends chills.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not quite on a level with it just yet, but there you go.
I think it's going to take time, and I think eventually things will move on, but I think right now everyone, especially the Scottish scene, is taking this one really hard, and I think it's going to be a while before things return to whatever normal is in this world of professional wrestling. But I think it's going to be a very different world without him there, but at the same time I hope what he did and what he influenced will continue and flourish, because it deserves to be.
It does. And all the best to thoughts with his family. Definitely.
Absolutely. I guess, how do we segue out of that? Let's talk about dicks.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to that later on.
Where is Al? No.
No. We should probably mention that first, because we'll move on to the show we're talking about. But obviously, there's only 3 voices you're hearing so far, and the Geordie one isn't here.
No.
Why would he not turn up to a Conquistabores podcast?
Because it was my pick.
One stage, apparently, we've all told him that it has to be on the network. Now, we've never actually specified which network. But he takes
the hard and fast rule, is it?
He takes this as the WWE network, so therefore he had a little strop that we picked to show that's not on the WWE network. So why would he want to do that?
All the networks, if you look in the right place.
Well. Yes. Yeah, I thought it was on New Japan's network, which I could not find the bloody show on there at all.
It was at one point, but I think because of events that have transpired, they've removed the show.
Yeah, I was a bit right, I can't see it anywhere. But thankfully, Ewan had a working YouTube link. I felt a bit bad not paying for it, but it's still a bit better.
You can't. There are other ways you can help reimburse for that, though, coming up.
Yep. Well, this is true.
But I guess, is there anything else we want to cover before we jump into the main event?
No, I'm good. Although I will say, before we move on to the main show, I did text Al at one stage and tell him that he was missing a pay-per-view that featured not only Sean Mooney but the Genius.
Yes,
and he did express a small twang of regret.
I can imagine the other points of the show that would have kind of tickled his interest as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is a show designed, I think, for people like us, i.e. old wrestling
fans.
Yep, this is totally designed for.
And also, Al does like a giant penis, so.
Well, or indeed 8 of them.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
But anyway.
But But anyway, so this is all my fault. It is. This was my picking. The explanation was the last show we did back in the time when dinosaurs roamed the earth. What was the show? I forget what it was now.
We did
the last show.
The last recording.
WrestleMania 10?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah, it was WrestleMania 10.
I think the connection they had there was, I think it was sort of an evolution and beginning of something new, because WrestleMania 10 was the sort of signpost for the Attitude Era. And the way I sort of connected it together was this particular show was the beginning of what we now know as All Elite Wrestling. So I've decided to bring us to the near past last year. Not even
September last year.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
So today on the Conquistabores, we are reviewing Cody and the Young Bucks present All In live from the Sears Center Arena in Chicago, Illinois, for a crowd of 11,263, totally sold out.
Yes, because it sold out within
seconds,
30 odd minutes or something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. It was something like that. Yeah. It also is the first non-WWE or WCW professional wrestling event in the United States to sell 10,000 tickets since 1993.
Yeah, that's an impressive stat. This is a company with no TV.
No TV deal, nothing yet. Just this all this.
As an indie show as indie show can get, because albeit they had the Ring of Honor banner by him doing the production, everything else was up to 3 men.
Yes.
Which is, because this all started with a tweet, didn't it?
Yep.
Your man Meltzer, someone after Dave Meltzer, would an indie show ever sell out 10,000? He was like, nah.
Yep.
And I think it was Cody of the Bucks was like, I'll take that bet.
Yep, and it was a $1 bet.
Yeah. But I think it kind of was the right, obviously, it's clear it was the right time for it, because it's been the groundswell of the indies since, 2010?
Yeah, 2010, 11, around about that time.
2010, 2011.
People just got sick of what they were seeing, and obviously the era we're living in just now. I haven't watched WWE for over nearly a year and a half because of varying factors. And I think a lot of people are like me, and possibly yourselves, are just sick of the product as is, and we're looking for an alternative. And yes, there was the indies, but there was a gap in the market for something to compete on the level of WWE. TNA were kind of trying to do it, but they can't, because they're on a channel that I think has got the viewership of 2 people, or at least the ratings.
Are they not doing Twitch now?
They're on Twitch, yes, so that's helping things a little bit.
To be honest, Ewan, I might be right in saying this. I think both you and me have been on Twitch recently. I think our viewing figures are probably better than TNA's.
Mine definitely are.
Yours are. Yeah, mine probably not. But that's why I said combined. I was trying to make myself look better.
Oh, I still love you.
Thanks.
Wow.
But
a vicious start with the interplay between the Conquistabores is getting quite brutal straight away. I know that.
Well, Al's not here, so we have to do something.
He makes kits for the bullying, doesn't he? I suppose.
Exactly. But this show was really the sort of genesis of what was to come, and I think just doing a very quick review of it now. Definitely the seeds were being planted here for what we now know as All Elite Wrestling, and the fact that now, as we're recording this tomorrow night, they're going to have their second ever show out under All Elite Wrestling in the form of Fyter Fest.
Yep.
And by the autumn, they're going to have a weekly 2-hour TV show on ITV in the UK.
And TNT in America.
That's already a better TV deal than TNA ever had in the UK. I mean, Challenge was in probably in the comparable number of homes.
Yep.
But it was Challenge TV. It doesn't have the kind of brand recognition of ITV, does it? So
no, really. You don't think when a wrestling show would be snuck in between episodes of Bullseye? So yeah.
Imagine the order got mixed up and they had the commentary of Bullseye over some wrestling.
Oh God! Can you imagine if Jim Bowen was introducing all the people as they walked into the ring?
Kind of like Jim Cornette these days.
He'd be like the British Jim Cornette. He'd just be sitting all that. That'd be amazing. He'd be introducing them, kind of going, Right then, and to my right, where are you from? You're from Barnsley. Have you got a job? No, you're unemployed. Tough. It's tough at the moment, isn't it? Tough at the moment. Yep. Anyway, you're going to be fighting this match against Bob here.
And you're going to be fighting.
He wouldn't have a tennis racket, would he? Because you were from up north, so he'd have like a whippet or something.
Yeah, he'd have like a whippet on a loop. Yeah.
Walking down to the ring with it.
And
just as a quick aside, if ITV have got like tied up with All Elite Wrestling, what's happened to the World of Sport thing? Because that was obviously on a Saturday night TV show for
I suspect it's probably dead because the viewing figures for that were not good.
I think I watched the first few episodes.
I couldn't watch it because the camera work was horrific.
Yeah, it was terrible.
You could tell it was like a 2-hour show carefully edited into like half an hour of action. It was quite tough for the matches. But I had Barrett, and I love Barrett, you know?
Well, yeah, but, I couldn't focus on it because I was getting like 8 million zoom-ins on one move.
Yeah.
With 8 different camera cuts.
They also seemed alarmingly afraid of any kind of majorly high spots as well. Was it not like El Ligero just went over the top rope again?
Yeah.
It's like El Ligero versus Zach Gibson, I remember watching on that show, and he kind of went flying over the top rope, El Ligero, and they cut away to the crowd as he crashed on him from the outside. It's like, what are you doing?
I think I got 2 episodes and I just went, fuck this.
It was a brave thing for them to do.
It was.
What it was on a Saturday night on a mainstream channel. I mean, that you can't fault them for that. Just the product itself
wasn't the best.
I think the ghost of Gladiators hung large over that one.
Yeah,
because it was,
I can see that,
very much produced and looked in the same way, but just with the wrestling show attached to it.
It's very campy.
I'm going to have a very long conversation about not putting the Gladiators theme in now.
As long as you can have a little section of like Jet, then that's okay. But yeah,
an audio version?
Just her voice will do.
Oh my goodness!
Right, okay, floss camera for a few minutes now.
Yeah, we'll move on now. Yeah,
I was 14 when Gladiator started.
I bet you were. Never mind. I'm not going to say what I just was thinking there.
By the end of the first series, he was a man.
There we go.
Those long Scottish winter nights flew by.
My favourite subjects at school were music, art and languages. If I hadn't sort of gone into the artistic side, I'd have definitely gone into doing languages. I really enjoyed that. I moved away at 16 to study dance in London, and I lost my accent. Can I show you my war wounds? Cheese grater, Mark, can you see that? Atmosphere. Skytrack. I'll cut the war wounds because I haven't got many like some of the others. I'm a bit of a wimp, really. No. Jet's actually quite... I tend to think there's 2 sorts of gladiator athletes. We've got to be able to do all of the events, but I tend to be better at the more calculative events, if I can say that. Hang tough on the wall. It's not the wham bang, let's get angry and show lots of aggression. Once the whistle goes, you've still got to remain quite... This is all I do before the event. I just go... and people think she's mad. Before Gladiators, I was very fortunate to have graduated from my performing arts college. I actually went to 2 colleges to study dance. London Contemporary Dance, which is like pure dance, if you know what I mean. It was wonderful, I really enjoyed it. But then I moved on to a performing arts college which does more commercial acting, singing and dance, which made me more capable of working in today's sort of TV industry. So before Gladiators, I did quite a bit of TV, did feature film, big feature series with Universal Pictures and HTV. That was called The She-Wolf of London, and I was that wolf. That was quite bizarre.
So all in, yeah,
all in, yeah, right. In Center, Chicago. I was all in.
Yeah. Well, no, actually, that wasn't the first match.
Well, the Battle Royale.
Or was it? I don't remember. Oh no, it wasn't. I apologize. I've got my show notes in the wrong order. So. We had 2 pre-show matches, which was it the buy-in, I think? I don't remember.
I think so, because there's a lot of gambling stuff to it, isn't it? Premium stuff to it about...
Yes.
That was a gamble.
Let's be honest with
double or nothing, wasn't it? Double or nothing at the buy-in.
What was the pre-show called for this then?
Anyway. They just had the over the budget battle royal for this one, didn't they? Last September.
Well, there was that, and also the SoCal Uncensored match.
Oh, I didn't know they had another one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Anyway, it's not important. So,
Cameron seems so like, I didn't know that. Like, so interested.
I'm just thinking about Jet.
Okay.
We've lost him completely. Just move on.
Show opens. We get a shot of Justin Roberts in the ring, who is one of the most underrated announcers out there, in my opinion.
This was the first moment where I thought they're really going for lapsed WWE fans here. Here's all let's get a group of guys who've been pissed off with the WWE and have been sacked.
Get them in there.
Yeah. And let's give him a job here, because here he is.
Yeah, and he's great. I love Justin Roberts.
Justin Roberts is great. Why the hell did he leave the WWE again? Was he just sick of it?
Was just sick of the bullshit.
Or was he just another one of JBL's?
I can't remember. I'm sure he was on the podcast talking about it.
May have something to do with it, but I think it was just mostly just pissed off at what you had to do.
Fair enough.
Well, we had that, and our commentary team, who was there for the entire evening, was Don Callis, Excalibur, and Ian Riccaboni, who was the Ring of Honor contingent. At least
Don Callis is the TNA guy, and he also does the New Japan commentary, doesn't he? Is it Access TV?
Yeah, he does the English.
Access TV,
New Japan commentary. What do we think about 3-man booths?
I like it if it's organised. I don't like it if it's a complete mess.
As long as everyone's roles are clear, you got the play-by-play, then somebody else, and then your heel voice.
Riccaboni was for play-by-play. Excalibur was adding the colour to these independent stars people may not have known of, and Don Callis was there to be Don Callis.
Yeah, just be the kind of Jesse Ventura kind of...
Yeah, towing the line between face and heel.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time contributing and not just being a dick for no reason.
It's a hard line to play, isn't it?
It is, but I think it does quite well with it.
Yeah. But I think he's his history, he's always been a good talker. When he was in the WWF, I think they saw him more as like a manager figure rather than a wrestler.
Yeah, because in ECW was Cyrus the Virus.
Yes.
So,
yeah. He's a good fit as that kind of character in a booth.
Yeah. But match opened up. It was the 19-person over budget battle royal. So the winner of this match was to face Jay Lethal later on that evening for a shot at the Ring of Honor World Championship. Now, we were joined by a fourth member of the announced team in the form of Dalton Castle, who was out injured, recovering from, I think it was a back injury of some kind. And when asked how excited he was for the show, he replied with going, "I've been hydrating all day, I've been eating cheesecake since this morning," and basically Dalton Castle's in full Dalton Castle mode.
I love me some Dalton Castle.
Yeah, he's great. He's just... I don't know if you've watched any of his YouTube stuff, it's magnificent.
It's a vast selection of jumpsuits, is brilliant.
Yeah. So, shall I run through the 19 names in this match?
Go on.
So, in no particular order, here are all 19 members of this roster. We had Moose, Brandon Cutler, Chucky T, Trent Beretta, Rocky Romeo, Cheeseburger, The Hurricane, Ethan Page, Tommy Dreamer, Jimmy Jacobs, Punishment Martinez, Austin Gunn, Billy Gunn, Marco Stunt, Brian Cage, Jordan Grace, Colt Cabana, and finally, everyone's favourite, Billy Ray.
Certainly a mix of characters.
It's a smorgasbord of independent talent and relative unknowns.
Yeah, but I think that's probably what it's designed for, isn't it? It's for the kind of some names you may not necessarily be enough for the main cards, or be able to go long enough for the main card, but also mixing some other folk in there as well, just to kind of get people aware of him. So.
And then you just have Jordan Grace there being Jordan Grace, which is incredible.
Suplexing people over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Just repeatedly.
Like it's nothing.
Pretty much.
You had Brian Cage there just being scary.
I wasn't sure about Bully Ray being in this just because...
We're not the only person to express that opinion.
He's really old.
Yeah.
But when we get into the grit of it, he just knows how to get heat.
Well, yeah, because he's a dick.
Well, there's that. So it's probably most of it's real, but skip ahead. When it's just down to him and Colt, the hometown boy Colt versus Bully Ray.
Yeah.
That's a hot crowd.
Well, it's Colt Cabana. It's Chicago. Yeah. It's the independent past hero, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the independent boom can probably be put at Colt's feet just because of Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yep.
Like helping set that up, which helped get the independent guys money, which meant they didn't have to go to WWE, and it just became this ball run down the hill, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think just from the fact that Colt's been seen that long, and he's gone through the hard times, he's gone through the good times, and I think he's seen as a sort of almost father figure to a lot of people who are trying to either break in or try to establish a presence.
Yeah. Good old Colt.
And then you had, people like Marco Stunt, who at this point it was literally very fresh to the scene, but the crowd were already behind him, even though he is a beanpole.
Which is what you want in a wrestler, isn't it?
Yep. And then we get the other side of the spectrum, the Hurricane.
Yeah. I thought he was still in WWE, but I'm guessing he's left.
Yeah.
He left ages ago.
He did.
I thought he was still with him, but never mind. Yeah, so like having him crop up, and it's just a big dumb spot fest, isn't it? Like stuff just happens. It kind of goes from comedy to daft stuff to action. It's all a bit of it. Like I say, I think smorgasbord is quite a good term for it, because it just kind of picks in all different kinds of wrestling, doesn't it? Over the course of about 20 minutes or so.
20 minutes or so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they gave away this match free on their YouTube channel at the time, because I remember seeing this at the time.
Yeah, this and the SoCal and Senators match was on YouTube. It was live on WGN in America, and it was basically been broadcast as many venues as they could to get the word out, saying, "Hey, if you like this, it's however much it was, buy in."
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I remember that Billy Ray was a dick. I don't know why the Billy Ray character was never allowed to be in the WWE.
Because it would involve them having something to express themselves, and that's not allowed.
I think he was on, I want to say, Jericho's podcast, and he was talking about it. Basically, I think he pitched it, but they
said no.
There was something to do like how they wanted to run it. Like they wouldn't fully let him go into the Bully Ray character because they couldn't even be called a bully because of the Make Star stuff.
Oh yeah, the Be a Star stuff.
It's all that kind of thing. But I think his point was he's supposed to be a bully, and in the end, he'll get his comeuppance by putting, whoever is going to be the babyface is going to get put over will be put over. So, Matt, he didn't. He left. D-Mon's there, as a producer, and Bully Ray's just harassing fans.
Pretty much. Well, literally.
Yeah, because that's what he does. So I think having him, even though you would kind of want somebody, I don't know, because they pretend he's won, then swerve, and then Flip Gordon comes in, and he's actually won because everybody wants Flip Gordon to actually get onto the card.
No, it's not Flip Gordon initially, it's Chico El Luchador.
Oh, I do apologise.
Get it right, Phil.
The masked man who, at the start of this match, is powerbombed through a table by Mr. Ray. And it's dead.
That's what I mean. A table spot in a Battle Royal match is, that's quite a good place to start.
It gets the crowd going.
Didn't Tommy Dreamer come out and just with a load of weapons just because why not? Just
because it's Tommy Dreamer. He's still working at an almost full-time schedule.
I know. He's just how he's still on his feet makes no sense, but he is.
Well, yeah. For a lot of the ECW guys, the fact they're still on this earth at the moment is a miracle in its own right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we get to the end. Flip Gordon wins, and he's now on the card facing Jay White for the RH title.
Jay Lethal.
Jay White.
What am I saying? It's very late.
Although Jay White versus Flip Gordon would be alright, actually.
It'd be okay.
I'll edit that out, but itself sound much better than that.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. I'll keep it. It's funny.
Just admit you're okay. It's alright. Yeah. You're good.
It's alright.
So, the main show, All In.
We're just skipping the other pre-show match.
Well, I didn't watch it, so yeah.
Okay. Well, it was the Briscoes against Frankie Kazarian, Scorpio Sky. It was fine.
Good. Okay, I'm glad we spent that long on it.
Yeah. It went 12 minutes. It was okay. So,
anyway,
show.
Get from Gladiators. No, sorry.
I was born in Middlesbrough General Hospital in Cleveland, in Teesside, and I've got one brother and one sister. They're both quite a bit older than me. Will not forgive me for saying that. At the age of 6, I was inspired by Olga Korbut to be a gymnast. And so I became a gymnast up until the age of 13. I was in the British gymnastics squad, North of England champion for about 4 years during that time. I enjoyed it, but it was hard work, and I gave up while I was at the top with my dad saying, always give in while you're at the top.
Just the best review ever. It was 12 minutes, it was fine.
That was there. What do you want me to say? We've got another 11 matches to review.
I know, that's why I'm trying to crack on through it. Jesus Christ.
I know. It's just, I think it's nearly 10 to 10 already. We're going to have to have a klaxon go off during this card when we run down the matches of this match features a wrestler that Cameron's met in Carlisle.
Here we go.
So the klaxon goes off for the first match. Ding, 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 ding.
Yep. Phil, please edit a klaxon or something in.
I will.
Yay.
Like that.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman has wrestled in Carlisle.
Yep. And he was one of the best.
Awesome, because we managed to get his promo about how someone in Carlisle had called him a chav, and he didn't know what a chav was, so we had to Google it, and he was categorically running down the reasons why he's not a chav. Okay, before he started his match. It was hilariously brilliant.
That does actually sound quite good. I like him, Jeff. He just seems to be such a dick heel. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's Cameron the other day as well. He is one of the best heels in independent wrestling right now.
When he first came on to being the elite, and he's all kind of nice with Cody, and Cody walks off, and he's just like a massive dick to people.
Yep.
Cracking me up every time.
Yep. And Matt Cross, otherwise known as M-Dog 20, feels like he's been on the scene for what feels like decades.
He looks both very young and very old at the same time.
It's quite creepy, isn't it?
And I don't know how he achieves this.
It's a strange combination. He just some kind of ridiculous leap to the outside of the ring, early on. It's what? Really? What?
Yeah, that's just his style.
You shouldn't be able to do that. You appear to be old.
He is massively all over the place. This match is a really cracking starter.
Yeah, it's wild from the outset. Yeah, so you want to come out of the gate flying. This is your big hello to everyone who's plumped in the money to the show. You want something good to begin it, and this definitely did the job.
Yeah.
The crowd all night are going crazy, but I think the whole setup of the ramp itself was incredible as well.
Yeah, it's for the set and everything. It's really good. I know the ring was provided by Ring of Honor, but I'm not sure how much else. To get to the screens and all that kind of stuff.
As well said, this match is absolutely crazy. It's all focused around basically grounding Cross as far as MJF's concerned, because he knows the minute Matt gets in the air, that's bad times coming.
Yes.
I'm going to jump off the top rope and land on my head.
As I was telling you, though, I think it was you who said too, wasn't it? Well, the bit I liked about this match is there's a moment where MJF stomps on M-Dog's arm, and then 2 minutes later, M-Dog's doing a moonsault, but he's holding that injured arm behind his back and selling it, even whilst doing a moonsault.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, yes, oh my God, psychology.
So that's what it is.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
I remember.
In some other companies, that would be like, oh, it hurts for 5 seconds, and he'd be back doing his moves again, and it'd just be like, whatever.
This is also in a flippy match as well. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, it's a flippy doodah match, but it's a really good flippy doodah match.
Yeah. It's a solid start to the match.
It's really good.
Matt Cross wins. What did he win with? I forget.
MJF goes for a moonsault, misses it and tweaks his knee, and then M-Dog comes at him with a cutter, and then gets a shooting star, and then 3.
Yes, that's it. It goes about 10 minutes.
About 10, 12 minutes, yeah.
It's a good start to the show.
And then Sean Mooney pops up.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. As soon as he said the words.
At which point I was like, what?
Yes.
Look, there is the first of a couple of rough edges when the announcers say, oh, Sean Mooney's now going to be here with, Christopher Daniels.
Oh, yeah, and it's Nick Aldis.
And it's not Christopher Daniels. It's Nick Aldis.
Good work.
Oops.
Can we have the Carlisle klaxon again for Nick Aldis, please?
Jesus Christ, yeah, there you go. Just gone off. But he gives out some serious Bockwinkel vibes, doesn't he? Like the way he kind of carries himself.
When he's got that, and just his American belt, away feels like any of the great champions of the past. It just suits him, that belt on his shoulder.
But will it be there for the rest of the night, Ewan? We'll soon find out.
I guess we'll find out in a little while.
How good is Sean Mooney looking?
Looking really good. He was good when he popped up in the Edge and Christian show.
Great.
It was just, I was like, oh my God, he's actually Sean Mooney. They're not taking the piss.
No, it's not. It's not a badly bought out artist. It's actually Sean Mooney who, like I say, he looks great, and it's perfect having him for this interview for what it is, because you could have a sort of more modern interviewer, but the fact it's Mooney and the fact it's the NWA World Heavyweight is interviewing, it just works.
Yeah, fits, isn't it?
Exactly. How... I mean, it seems to be in the last sort of year, 18 months that the NWA title's been like brought back into some kind of prominence from the crap it was in before.
Yes.
Essentially. So they've done a really good job. Is it not like Billy Corgan?
Yeah, it's Billy Corgan of the Smashing
Yeah, he
Pumpkins. He has a controlling interest in
How
NWA.
mental is that?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. So the title.
Yeah, because part of it when he was buying out bits of him part wrestling, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You forget that Billy Corgan's a massive wrestling fan.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, massive.
Which
And
is just crazy. You know, if you looked at the Smashing Pumpkins, you thought, one day he'll own a section of the NWA.
The next match.
yes, is Christopher Daniels against Stephen Arrow Amell.
Now, I've written down on the line here, I'm not sure if it was said in the show or if I made the joke up.
Mm-hmm.
But I wrote down Jerry Lynn, the whole reffing show.
That was
They used to say that in the commentary.
Damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the special guest referee for our next match, he is the new Reffin' Show, Jerry Lynn.
You see what they did there?
I even caught that one.
He's going to be hawking T-shirts after that.
Wow, I would too. Everybody's buying everything here. It's amazing.
How good is Jerry Lynn looking?
I know, Jerry Lynn's looking amazing.
Yeah.
He's looking like Sean Mooney levels of amazing.
Yeah. Just like, how are you doing it?
He's looking like Jet from Gladiator. No, he's no.
I did lots of bits and bobs and commercials and things. And I teach. What happened on graduating is I think today, I mean, this is why I teach teenagers, particularly 11 to 18 age group, is you've got to have so many skills to survive today, to get through. You've got to stick in at school, do all your hobbies, and just take whatever strain goes. But you've got to keep self-sufficient, basically. So I'm teaching self-sufficiency with my kids because I teach dance and fitness down in Surrey, where I've moved to.
Fair play to Stephen Amell, though, for, committing into the wrestling.
He had that match at SummerSlam, like, what, 2 or 3 years ago now?
With Stardust and...
with,
Neville.
the Stardust with Neville
and the Cosmic King, Wade Barrett.
Barrett, which obviously hardly anyone is left in the WWE anymore that was in that match. Just thinking about it.
Really well for them all,
that worked out really well for all four of those guys.
Yeah. He did another match before this, didn't he?
I think he did like a sort of warm-up match, I think.
Yeah.
Basically, because he was training for months beforehand, but I think it was really to make sure he was ready for it. And the fact he was in the ring with probably one of the best people to get a relative new guy through a match. I love Christopher Daniels. I've always loved him from his Ring of Honor days. Throughout everything he's done, I've always kept a tab on where he's been and what he's doing. And he can't do any wrong by my eyes. He's just brilliant.
Yeah, no, he's like the whole match, like his kind of dickish, cocky heelness to ML's plucky, I can do wrestling, I can, is just a great combination between the two of them.
And of course, you've got the other two members of SoCal and Censored out there with him in the form of Kazarian and Scorpion Sky, and they obviously interacted their own way to try and thwart off the plucky, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the crowd could have turned on this match. They could have just went, we're not willing to accept this. This is an actor coming into a wrestler, wrestling Christopher Daniels, but the fans get on board, and my God, they get on board.
And within the first couple of minutes, he shows that he's in this because he's quite good at it.
Yeah.
I think if he was had a first couple of bits of offense, sort of Shane McMahon level punching, then they would have shit on it then.
It's like a big chop fest, isn't it? They're both kind of wailing on each other, and you kind of think, he's all in here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pardon the pun.
Somewhere Kent is smiling.
Exactly. But there's a moment in this match, by the way, where Don Callis refers to Christopher Daniels as this kid. And I'm like, really, Don? Really?
Well, technically to Don, he is a kid, isn't he?
Well, this is true. Not by much, though, but...
Not by a lot. Kind of thinking he's probably one of the oldest guys on this card.
I think so, in an active role.
Yeah.
But this match, it's very simple, but it does have its flashes of quite potentially dangerous stuff in it.
Oh, there's a big table spot to the outside, isn't there?
Yeah, that for example. And
of course... Amell doing it as well, the untrained newbie to the scene. Like, is it like from the top rope to the outside through a table?
Yep. Which is just crazy when you consider it.
Yeah, I mean that would be a rough bump for like a full-time wrestler to take, let alone what someone in their like second or third match.
Is this the coast to coast?
Yes.
Yeah. You want to know the best bit about the coast to coast though?
Go on.
Right. Amel does the coast to coast. Yeah. A few minutes later, Christopher Daniels kind of does math up a moonsault and kind of whiffs it a bit. But the commentary team kind of cover for him by saying, "Oh, he didn't get all of that because he's probably still rock from the coast to coast."
Yes.
And it's like stuff like that, little details like that, brilliant. You get like wrestling commentators who know about wrestling. Whereas if it was on Monday Night Raw, you get Michael Cole going, "What a move!"
Yeah, what a maneuver!
Trying to cover it, yeah.
And it's just like, and then it just be like, well, maybe he didn't get all of that, but no, here it's like didn't get all of it because he's probably still rocked from the coast to coast before.
Yeah, it's covering for. But I mean, the both intention is to cover for the guy in the ring, but
exactly.
One way does it in a way that makes sense, and the other way looks like you're trying to force something through that clearly didn't happen.
Yeah, but they do it in a way that emphasizes the sport aspect of it.
Yes,
the fact that this is a sport we're meant to be watching. Because this is meant to be a legitimate sporting piece, even though everyone in the crowd knows it's not. But if the commentary team present it in such a way that if you did know, you would be perfectly okay with accepting it's legitimate normal level.
I'll probably add more to the conversation about crowds knowing that it's a work, but getting into it anyway when we get to the Joey Ryan bit.
Oh, yes.
Because I think I could probably... when I was watching it, I was like going, I can imagine the coronary that Jim Cornette's having right now.
Well, to be fair, I wish we should finally have the one that would kill him, but that's just my own personal view.
No. Well, I mean, we'll go into it a bit later, but I'm in a position where I like Jim Cornette, but can kind of see, why he's wrong.
We'll get to that. But anyway, Christopher Daniels wins eventually after Amel counters an Angel's Wings, gets a 2. Daniels hits a backbreaker and then hits the best moonsault ever to get the win.
Not before Jerry Lynn starts squaring up to him in the middle of the ring.
Oh, no, that was fantastic as well. It's just like, don't fuck with Jerry, let's rip your arms off.
So yeah, this is a decent match as well, considering the one half of it isn't even really a trained wrestler.
No.
Well, it's training to wrestle, but not really a professional wrestler.
Shouldn't be on a show of this normally.
Well, normally, no, but it's, as I say, the first 30 seconds to a minute of this match were probably critically important.
Yes.
Had he sort of messed up anything or done like really feeble offense, then this entire match would have fallen its arse.
Would have turned on him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
God, yes.
A Chicago pro wrestling crowd would have turned on that in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
But no, they get away with it.
They do, and they did very well.
We're about to lose Cameron again for a few minutes.
Oh, you're about to lose me for the rest of the show.
Because Tenille, a.k.a. Emma, crops up in the commentary booth.
Tenille Dasher.
There we go.
Anyway,
she's not got the blue lippy on tonight, little lads.
So I can imagine the blue lippy, Cameron. It's okay. I've got that in my mind.
She's got the blue lippy. You know what I mean?
So Tenille Dashwood and Mandy Lauren join the already busy...
I know it's niche.
But blue lippy.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Cameron, it's fine. Everybody has a fetish. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Did Jet from Gladiators ever wear blue lippy?
Because with my performance background and sort of being educated in the fitness industry as well, I thought I'll amalgamate the two again, like the music and the movement, like I said earlier, and do something else. Keep diversifying. And I did this fitness figure competition and won it, and I was in a magazine from it, and they heard about me from that, and our casting director gave me a ring and said, would I go along for an interview? And in my casting for Gladiators, we had to do an assault course.
Good to see that, in the current climate, this is our conversation about the women's wrestling match.
Yeah,
we'll pick it back up. Don't worry.
We'll pick it back up. It'll be fine.
So we now cut to a women's four-way match.
But for the moment, blue lipstick.
Shut up. So we have Dr. Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne, and one Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard is fucking incredible.
Yeah, I think...
Did Tessa win the Mae Young tournament?
Yes.
That last year?
As did Madison Rayne.
Yeah. And were all contestants in that are not offered contracts?
I think they were offered some kind of deal. I don't know if it was maybe like more developmental or whatever, but obviously both Madison and Tessa's doing her thing in there.
Yeah, they're both in fucking Impact, aren't they? Yeah.
I think this is what women's wrestling is, not what can be, is.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
These are names like I'd seen on the internet before and seen on Twitter, but never actually clicked on as to never seen them properly wrestle. I love Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah.
Having seen this match, I was like, this is the first time I've ever seen Chelsea Green, and she's amazing.
Yeah.
As soon as she kind of comes down the ring in a wedding dress and chucks the bouquet, and then it's like kind of going, she is the hot mess, Chelsea Green. I was like, love her.
It's a very Glaswegian gimmick.
Yeah, pretty much. She's just like, yep, she's amazing, and she's got kind of the Two-Face from Batman thing going on.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
with the clean and blue lipstick, or I couldn't,
No, she's not got blue lipstick.
Or maybe it was purple. Who knows?
Who knows? I thought when they said a survival fatal four-way kind of idea, that would be elimination, but apparently not.
I think it was maybe just a way of not saying a fatal four-way because everyone's got their own start. Oh, a fatal four-way, okay, time to go to the toilet.
I think the crowd starts off with that kind of opinion, but I think they soon warm up into it. There's like a guerrilla press to the outside that seems like they all kind of go, whoa, hang on.
Yeah. I certainly warmed up to it when Tessa Blanchard did her entrance. That entrance just has such presence and such. She knows she's the shit.
Well, the kind of thing about the entrance, though, is you're kind of looking at it, and she hugs her dad, and is it Magnum?
It's Magnum TA, yep.
Magnum TA as well. And you're kind of thinking, there's no way she's losing this.
Yeah.
Because they've made a big thing about her entrance.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a bit like...
Of like the three of them, she just seems to be like the most like finished product, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. I think she's got the Blanchard DNA. It's obvious she's going to have to step up anyway.
The others seem like they're obviously really good, but they seem like they still got some kind of distance to go. Whereas she's like, she knows what her character is, knows what to do.
Yeah, she's just an ass kicker.
She just needs like a rocket put behind her to kind of point in the right direction. But the match was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a great match.
It's a shame she said no to a WWE contract, because I'm just imagining Tessa Blanchard versus name temporarily escapes me, current NXT Women's Champion.
Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler, that was it. Yeah. Can you imagine Shayna Baszler versus Tessa Blanchard?
That'd be...
My problem with that is
amazing.
You would get the Tessa Blanchard you have here. You would get a WWE sanitized version of Tessa Blanchard.
True. Yeah, maybe.
So it wouldn't be the same. So is it worth it? Not in my eyes.
Probably not. But yeah, without all that influence, if you could just get them straight one-on-one.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Sadly, the good Tennille doesn't quite have the props for commentary, because at one point she does say it's whoever can get the pin, which is kind of like Michael Owen levels of commentary.
You can't buy that level of wrestling insight.
No,
well, you can. You resurrect Gordon. You resurrect Gordon Soley
with the suplex.
Double
arm suplex.
Double arm suplex. This match also gets the night's first "This Is Awesome" chant.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something.
That's always nice. It was nice not to have that at the first match, or the first couple. Get something that really deserves it. I mean, all four women worked their butts off in this match.
The only shame is like the finish is a little bit rough.
Oh, yeah, it goes back to I think it's the whole not everyone's quite polished, but it doesn't hurt it entirely.
They all kind of dive in and try and save it, don't they? When Tessa Blanchard hammerlock DDT by Tessa Blanchard to pin Chelsea Green, but Madison Rayne and Britt Baker kind of leap in, and I think the idea was that they didn't save her, but they kind of make it in really good time, and you're like, that is a 2 and a bit. And it's like, oh no, it's not. It's fine.
It's 3.
So it's 3.
Yeah, that's a bit flat.
Even commentary, I think, are kind of like.
Well,
it is some reason for writing on my notes. Up until now, there's been some rough edges to this show, but it's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing. The rough edges aren't making me go, oh, this is sort of independent.
Terrific.
Yeah. Okay, you're maybe not getting the polish of a WWE show, but
then it feels like
get some damn good stuff instead.
It feels like their first show, which this is. So
exactly.
It's like a level of forgiveness built into it, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a fun match. It shows off the fact that women's wrestling is, as most of us know, is alive and well and kicking all kinds of ass all over the world right now. Primarily in Japan and obviously in the UK as well. Like companies like Pro Wrestling Eve, Fierce Females in Scotland. It's only getting bigger, and it's exciting to see how it's going to evolve.
I think you're always going to get a good women's division if they're given the same chances as the blokes.
Correct.
And this is when this is them giving the same chances as the blokes. It's not only like a bloody lingerie pillow fight and all that crap.
Oh God.
It's the actual proper wrestling, and it can be really, really good. And I really enjoyed this match. I thought this probably so far is match of the night for me.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'd call it match of the night so far.
But you're talking about this. This is what wrestling should be. The following match is the 80s personified, but in a modern way.
Yeah, you can tell that because it's got Glacier.
That's where we come from.
Because they come out, Cody comes out and he's got DDP with him, Tommy Dreamer, and you kind of think, yeah, that's fair enough. I can understand that, but Glacier,
Tommy Dreamer,
he's got Brandy as well, and I kind of worry that Brandy didn't have time to get changed in wardrobe.
I'm not complaining
because I think there's something missing. There must be more to what she was supposed to wear than that.
Blue lipstick.
Probably blue lipstick.
That's the name of this episode, isn't it? Blue lipstick.
It's going to be now. My next question, I think the most important question of the night so far is who the hell gave Earl a microphone?
Somebody who probably shouldn't have been in charge of that kind of thing.
Gentlemen, this match is for the NWA World Championship. The only way this match can be won is by pin or submission. I've known you guys for many, many years, and I'm real great being in this match. And may the best man win and take the 10 pounds of gold.
Hell yes.
Best of luck to both of you guys.
It's like, don't give him a microphone. Oh, they gave him a microphone. Oh, no, he's going to talk. Oh, no.
Is this probably the reason why I put Earl seems drunk?
Yes.
Yep. He seems like, I've known you guys since you were little knee-high to grasshoppers.
It's just like, please take the mic off.
Just take it off him, please.
Take the mic away from Grandad and just let him do his job.
Even before we get to the ring, this is, by the way, for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. It's Nick Aldis against Cody. But even before we get to the ring, we get the sort of UFC stylized walk from the back to the ring with the entourage and just the visual of these two guys coming out for a war. It's incredible.
It's a big deal, and it's presented like a big deal, and it's all the better for it.
Yeah. Because with Nick Aldis, you've got Jeff Jarrett, Samuel Shaw, Sean Davari, and Tim Storm, who Nick Aldis beat for the NWA World Championship.
Yes, he did.
So you've got that dynamic, and obviously Cody has got his wife Brandy, DDP, Glacier, Tommy Dreamer, and Pharaoh the dog.
Yeah.
But Glacier...
I don't know what the link
were you
is.
like pals with him at WCW or something? I just don't get it.
I'm guessing so.
Probably.
My next note after that is I always love a good Cody cartwheel.
Oh yeah.
love a cartwheel.
The minute Cody's music hits, the crowd explodes.
They've been hot, but they are hot for this one.
Oh yeah. I mean, this has been built up on NWA's 10 pounds of gold sort of YouTube series, and obviously in being the elite as well.
Yeah. And
the hate these two have got going is respectful, but you know that these two, the minute they get in the ring, are going to tear the shit out of each other. And the second the bell rings, it pretty much starts.
Yeah, they're off. Although, is there a reason why Cody's wearing like a weightlifting belt? Is it because he got like issues with his back or something? Or is it
I think it's his back actually. Yeah, I think it is. I think
at one point, like it's like about halfway up his back.
Yeah,
and it's like that's not a good look, Cody. You know, attach it to the tights or something, because it's just like going all over the place, mate. Come on.
If it's that or be crippled, then I'll take that.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, but like where it sits after like the start of the match, I don't think it's helping anything.
No,
because it's literally up by his armpits at some point.
Yeah, it's up by his shoulders at one point.
It is. This match runs the gamut of emotions. it goes from Aldous being in control to Cody being in control, and it has a slow burn to it. Initially, they're just sort of getting to get know each other, then they start working particular body parts, and then it builds up to the crescendo of just craziness by the end. And the sort of sudden finish of the match, I liked.
It was a weird match because, it did feel like a bit overbooked in places.
Yes.
I'm kind of thinking there's a bit on the outside. I think Cody gets smashed on the outside with a forearm, and then I think Earl throws up an X or something, and then DDP comes out because he's the medical backup for Cody.
Yeah, okay.
And then, to be fair, the crowd chant yoga at that point, which is actually quite funny.
I wish they chanted yoga flame. That would be brilliant.
And he starts pushing DDP, and he gives him the cutter. And it's like, can we just get back to the match?
It's probably to give Cody enough time to blade.
Yes, because that's the ultimate. I mean, if
he seems to be having a big
that's the ultimate Dusty tribute, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Skipping ahead in time, have you guys watched Double or Nothing?
I've seen
I've seen the things of it. It's like, Jesus Christ.
The winner of Mr. Blading 2019 will be Mr.
Well, he gets a little shout out in the match. I think Cody does the drop to the knees and one of the nuts.
Yes, he does.
Punch, a little tribute there as well. But I mean, when they're actually in the ring and going for it, it's cracking. It's just it just didn't need those little bits around the outsides that kind of take the focus off it a little bit. But the actual match itself, you can't really fault it.
Yeah, the crowd are going ballistic before they even laid hands on each other. It's crazy how hot the crowd is, and there was no other way this match could end. Eventually, Cody goes for the Din's Fire, but his obviously back gives out, and he baits down on Aldous, gets the 3, and the crowd go into Supernova.
We mentioned the bit where Brandy covers when Aldous does the elbow drop, though.
We did not mention that.
That looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I think it did.
That's kind of one of them things of...
He was laying it in thick.
You know those bits where you can kind of imagine the conversation in the back. It's kind of like going, well, this is going to happen, Nick. You're going to go for the elbow drop, but then Brandy will come in and cover me, and you'll hit her instead. And you can just imagine Nick Aldis going, what?
It's like you, a very large man, will jump from the top rope onto somebody else who probably is half your size, but it'll be fine.
You won't be elbow drop your wife.
Did anyone get I got Macho Man vibes during that spot? I don't know why.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
He did not come through on that top rope, to be fair to him.
Oh yeah,
he wasn't the most graceful of top rope people.
It's not the most Macho Man vibes we'll have all of this night, though.
No.
But
No.
we will come back to that thought at some point.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. That means that Cody is the 94th NWA champion. Can we name the other 93, guys? No, I'm only joking.
About 30% will be Ric Flair, won't it?
Oh yeah, at least.
Probably. But yeah, I like this match. Once again, put across really, really seriously, like something that means something, and if you put something across like it means something, it's probably going to be perceived as that.
Yeah, and I think it's only helped the NWA remain relevant and probably pick up more traction, to be honest.
Sure. Yeah. Has Cody still got the belt now?
No. Let me check the current holder of the belt.
Did he drop back to our oldest in the match afterwards?
I think it was, yeah, hold on. Let me see the current champion is.
Need knee surgery after this or something?
Yes, that's it. Currently, Nick Aldis is the current champion.
Is he back with it again?
Yeah, Nick Aldis.
I'd take that, because like I say, the kind of the Bockwinkel vibes he was giving out, it just kind of fit him nicely, if that makes sense.
It does. So we go from this match that is built in tradition and respect to a complete fucking war.
And now,
with an actual murderer.
With the most bizarro world storyline I've heard in recent memory.
Yeah, because I think he confessed to the murder. This is Hangman Page versus Joey Janela.
Back up.
Backing up.
So, am I? Because I didn't know anything about this match until I saw this. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So stop me at any point if I am wrong. Okay. Hangman Page.
Yeah.
Murders Joey Ryan.
That's correct.
Correct.
That is.
Okay.
He confesses to the murder, I think, during the press conference for the match.
Yes, he did. He confessed that he was the one that took out Joey Ryan.
Confesses to a murder.
Why you did? I don't know. Hangman Page is tormented by a pair of talking cowboy boots.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we just point out that I think it's Don Callis. I think with Hangman Page come to the ring, like I think he questions if Page is murdering all Joeys.
Specifically, he wants to hurt Joey's, right? I mean, think about it. Killed Joey Ryan, number one, admitted to it, confessed, even though his lawyer tried to smooth that over. Didn't really work. And then he's defeated Joe Hendry. He's defeated a number of other Joes. I mean, if I was the inventor of the Tree of Woe, Joey Lawrence, I would be on the lookout.
I hope that no one brings a baby kangaroo here tonight, or it could get really ugly.
Is this match only because it's another Joey?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Joey Janela, not Joey Ryan.
So he's going to kill all Joeys, including any baby kangaroos.
Right. Okay. Can we have the Carlisle Klaxon again, please, Phil?
Oh, bastard.
You realise that's now your wrestling name?
Joey Janela.
Oh, I hate you.
Here
I want to
comes
see
to
this
the
man
ring
live.
the Carlisle Klaxon, Cameron.
Carlisle Klaxon, yeah, because I just need to point these out. These are people I've seen. Carl. Right, just as long as we've established the storyline for this match.
Yeah. I think we established that in
because I was
detail.
watching the promo video at the start, kind of going, "What?"
And
we
have an actual murderer who apparently isn't arrested by the police.
Actual murder
Who actually murdered another person.
Who a man stands in a press conference, admits to this murder, for some reason is not arrested, and is still free to have a wrestling match 24 hours later.
To attempt to kill another Joey.
Yeah.
And potentially a baby kangaroo.
You're forgetting the main point. This isn't a wrestling match. This is a Chicago street fight.
It's a properly Chicago street
with
fight.
With a Cracker Barrel.
Well, yes, that's because they provided the catering.
They're providing the catering. So they're
still due to this date.
A literal Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
Which we get, I think we get a flip off it at one point.
We do, yeah.
We do. We get it rolled around the ring and tried to in a steamroller attempt as well at one stage.
Yeah, I think we get a burning hammer off the barrel onto a ladder at one point. I think
God,
we do. Yes.
I just want to state, I love Joey Janela. He is just a madman.
I've only seen him twice, this match and once in colour.
Yeah. Him and Darby Allin are two of the craziest people. If you've not seen the clip, I think it's one of either the first or second Tournament of Survival for Game Changer Wrestling. He comes off the roof of the building into a flat pack van covered in light tubes and barbed wire, and I think it pretty much almost serves as an artery.
Yeah, I did.
Beautiful.
It was a thing.
A bit aggressive.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
But Janela's another one. His presence when he was coming to the ring with Penelope Ford. Channeling Minor Jet there. Janela's just this.
She's no Jet.
You know, it's really odd because I met Scorpio about 2 years before our Gladiator tryout in the casting for the She-Wolf of London. And Scorpio, myself, and two other girls got down from about 300 or 400 girls to be the She-Wolf of London. I just picked her, and I think it's because of my dance training. I could move a little bit more sinisterly or something like that.
Janela's just presence when he's walking out to the ring. The guy's cool. You can't deny that. It's just, and the crowd are again going mental, and then obviously Adam Page comes out. He's one of, at the moment, one of the Bullet Club, one of the elite.
It's like I think I've never seen him wrestle before, but it seems quite interesting how he's been he was absorbed into that group.
Pretty much, yeah. He sort of was happened in New Japan. He was obviously part of Bullet Club, and then over time he sort of just melded into the elite side of things, especially when the big split happened with what was the Golden Elite and the Bullet Club as it is today.
Yeah.
Obviously, Page went there, but this match has got pretty much a bit of everything.
Yeah, it's also I think it's Don Callis on commentary. I think he says this is a Chicago street fight. He can murder who he wants.
He's got a garbage bag, gonna smother him maybe.
Oh no! Don't give him any ideas, Don. He already killed Joey Ryan.
It's a Chicago street fight. He can murder whoever he wants.
No, he'll get arrested. He should have been. He shouldn't even be here. He should be arrested.
He might come after you, and we'll get a two-man booth like I wanted.
That's how they do things in Illinois.
That's how it happens, isn't it? But there's all kinds of nuts. There's a crossbody to the outside, elbow drops to the tables. They go up to the ramp because why not?
Yeah, the bit with the ramp and they set up two tables on the lower part of the ramp.
Just to paint this picture for the listening, it's you've got like quite a narrow entryway.
Yeah.
With crowd on either side, and then it's like up some steps onto where the actual ramp is. So when they kind of get two tables set up, like on the side, they just barely fit between the two barriers, don't they?
Yeah. They're pretty much touching the guardrails on each side.
You get like two tables set up at the bottom of these steps, and then I think is it Janela power bombs Paige off?
Yeah,
all the way around. Paige powerbomb Janela off, and Janela. I think it was supposed to go through two of the tables.
Only hit one,
but he only hits one, and even then, it's his shoulders that hit it and go through it, and it looks awful.
It's not the prettiest looking thing in the world, is it?
So pretty fucking ugly. When you're just I had he's one of them hand in mouth, kind of going, oh,
not like that. Really, that's going to leave a mark.
It's going to sting. Yep.
But that spot was followed by Paige talking about appearing.
Yeah, there's like a bin bag that Ford produces, and it's got the talking boots in. And I can't believe that's a sentence I'm actually saying.
It's not the strangest thing you're going to be saying. Wait 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yes, we get some super kicks. We get another ladder and a table.
Yep.
Hangman then gets the phone out that he used to kill Joey Ryan.
Yep.
Which I think we can easily refer to now as the murder weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But no one's arresting him.
No one's arresting him.
Nope.
So,
and then we get some kind of nasty. What's the finisher called? The final passage.
Rite of passage.
Rite of passage
through a table.
Yeah.
I was just put the inverted pile driver through a table from the ladder, and then Paige pins Janela for 3.
Yeah.
But not after some. Penelope Ford does have some cool Matrix moves going on.
Oh yeah.
This, though.
Yeah, Penelope Ford is fantastic.
Never seen her before, but this is.
She's good.
Yeah,
but
she seems it.
The real story of this match happens after the bell rings.
Yeah,
so Adam Page is celebrating in the ring, and all of a sudden, everything goes quiet. Then, from the stage, appears 8 giant walking penises who.
Can we refer to them as penis druids, please?
Penis druids, sorry.
I put Willy Druids.
Willy Druids. Willy Druids.
Willy Druids sounds like a footballer from the 50s.
Coming to the stage, Willy Druid.
He scored 38 goals a season for Wanderers
for Partick Thistle.
1960s. Before being transferred to Man United for £50,000. Willy Druid, ladies and gentlemen.
Willy Druid on the wing.
That's a championship manager player name if I ever heard one. Anyway,
Willy Druid.
So the penile druid crew appear.
That's a t-shirt as well. That is.
All of a sudden,
can I just give a couple of quotes from commentary at this point?
This phalanx of phalluses lining the entranceway.
The conclave of Coxmen can only mean one thing. He has risen.
The phallic models appear to the ring, and all of a sudden it's revealed that Adam Page didn't kill Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan is in the arena.
Excuse me, I think you'll find he's risen again and come back for us all.
We actually missed that bit as well, because before Joey Ryan appears on stage, there are video plays of him after he was attacked by Adam Page,
murdered,
lying there. Then all of a sudden he arises.
He does.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively. Yes.
But I think what really makes this and sells it is like the shocked look on Hangman Page's face.
Oh, it's amazing.
Like he just properly sells. Everything out that he can.
That whole scene to me is a callback to WrestleMania 20 when The Undertaker comes back after Kane's burying him alive, because Page at one point is yelling that this isn't real, you're not Joey Ryan, you're not the real person. That goes back to Kane not understanding
I murdered you. It's like,
yes.
Come on. but I think the only problem I got with this bit is like when Joey Ryan comes to the ring, he's a bit too happy-go-lucky for an ex-murder victim.
Well, he's Joey Ryan. He doesn't care. He's Mr. Slays. He's famous dick wrestler.
Hey, you murdered me. Everything's cool.
But, he knows what's going to happen next. So he comes out, he oils up, he gets ready to go. He gets in the ring. Page tries to get him. And then Joey Ryan invites Adam Page to touch it. And at this point, the crowd are going ballistic because they know what's about to happen. So Joey Ryan I don't know, penile up, hardens up, stiffens up, I don't know, call it what you want.
Pokes up.
And pumps up, sure, we'll go with that. And performs the first well-known penis plex.
The penis plex.
Yep.
And then lays him out with a super kick. And then a very unusual scene happens. Joey Ryan dumps out Paige to the outside, onto the giant penises. The penises carry him to the back, and the crowd are chanting, "Rest in penis."
Yes.
That's a t-shirt Joey Ryan has, by the way, now.
Can you just imagine the Undertaker saying it? Rest in penis.
Well, pretty much almost did with that Goldberg match a couple of weeks ago.
Oofed.
Yeah, that's... yeah.
That was some match. That was well worth watching. That
I haven't seen it, and I don't really want to.
No, I think
the guest was bad enough.
I watched it.
I saw the attempt. I saw the attempt at the jackhammer. Holy God!
Yeah, and then the Undertaker refers to the near-death favour with his tombstone as well.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the big irony with the Undertaker is at the moment is that he should be the one being allowed to rest in peace.
No, well,
because it's just no.
He should have been at StarCast. He could have been at StarCast, but Uncle Vince had to get in the way.
Oh, pay some money.
Yeah, but then it's like they're bringing him back for Extreme Rules, for crying out fucking loud.
To team with everyone's favourite
Roman Reigns, against Shane and
I don't care.
And Drew, actually.
That's true. Yeah, that's the only good thing in there. But this whole match was based around a storyline on a YouTube show. Think about that.
Yeah, as I said earlier,
and
literal murder. I can just hear the steam rising from the heat of Jim Cornette during this entire section.
Good, fuck him.
Well, it's just here's the thing about Jim Cornette, right?
All right.
I can listen to Jim Cornette, and I do agree with a lot of what Jim Cornette says, but that is only Jim Cornette comes from a time with Smoky Mountain Wrestling where it was presented as this hard, serious, tough, straight-laced, I think is probably the right term.
I think I know where you're going with this, but go on.
Yeah. Whereas Jim Cornette, that's fine, and what Jim Cornette says is fine if that is the product you are putting across.
Yep.
He seems to not take into account that wrestling, as we've discussed before in this podcast, is a wide umbrella that holds many things underneath it.
Oh, it's not just as that. It's simple to the fact of different types of people that don't fit into what Jim Cornette's world of.
Exactly.
You have a man and a woman. You cannot sit there and defend what he did with regarding Sonny and Kiss. There was absolutely no way anyone can tell me he had the right to say that. He didn't. He's a scumbag. He's now just basically somebody that people just tweet at to get a rise out of him.
Get reactions from.
He's shown that he's so out of touch with what the world is now. He's still stuck in his Smoky Mountain 1990s, 1980s bubble. It's been 30 years, Jim. Shit's moved on. Get with the times or shut the fuck up.
I think he doesn't get I think he sees wrestling as a genre and wrestling's a medium.
Yes.
And
yeah, exactly.
There's lots of different genres of wrestling within the medium.
Yeah,
not
totally.
just the one.
Yep, exactly.
That's the bit that he kind of struggles with.
And this is shtick comedy, and with Joey Ryan,
it's a hardcore,
fine.
but then veers into shtick comedy. It's a strange one,
and
but it somehow works.
Yeah, but it's totally fine. It's absolutely totally fine.
I mean, it goes from murder to giant penises. I mean, that's a tough segue. I mean, but it's
I wanted to hate this bit. I wanted to go, this is ridiculously stupid, and why am I watching this trash? But I was too busy laughing.
Yeah.
So
that's how
over the top it worked. Speaking of over the top, now this next match, which is the Jay Lethal versus Flip Gordon match.
It's the Ring of Honor title match, yeah.
Now, I've never really watched much Ring of Honor before, so I'm not really that aware of Jay Lethal's career.
Nor have I.
So the beginning of this match left me somewhat confused.
Okay.
Because I think there's a backstage bit where Jay Lethal's going to...
Can we have a double Carlisle Claxton for this match, please?
Oh, fuck you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jay Lethal's come to the ring and he gets hit on the shoulder.
Yes.
And he turns into, I believe it's referred to as Black Machismo.
I can explain what this is.
Please do.
Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, was a gimmick he used in TNA. At one point, the Macho Man was his valet and was his basically mentor in TNA. This is back in the Don Callis, Mike Tenay days, back in the early 2000s. And basically, Jay Lethal unleashed unleashed his inner machismo, and that is what you see as black machismo Jay Lethal. And for one night only.
Pomp and circumstance.
Yep.
He does.
The genius is with him.
Yes.
He's got the jacket on, he's got the glasses on. He does the Mega Power handshake.
The jacket is actually one of Randy Savage's jackets.
Yeah. And also, Brandy comes out with Flip Gordon to come into the ring, and he starts treating her like Macho would treat Elizabeth.
Yes.
Like taking her around to his corner, and just it's like I'm just watching, thinking he's really working that gimmick, and it's kind of brilliant.
It's amazing.
Well, apparently it's only because he did a really, really good Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation in his early career. And if anyone asked him backstage, do your Macho Man impersonation, he would do it, and everyone was like, that is amazing. Yeah. And it was a risk, apparently. He did it on a couple of shows, but he was really, really worried, apparently, that if Randy Savage caught wind of it, he would think he was taking the piss. Yeah. And he only went for it when Randy Savage actually got in touch with him and met him and said, no, just keep doing that because it's hilarious. Oh, by the way, here's a jacket.
Yeah, but it's like his body language. When he's like dragging Elizabeth to his corner, like the body language is just spot on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's amazing. He does the same thing with Ric Flair as well.
Yeah.
But have you ever seen Phil? Have you ever seen the TNA clip where him and Jay Lethal and Ric Flair have a walk off?
Oh my god!
Oh god, no! I'll Google that afterwards.
Have you not seen? Oh, it's an episode of Impact where Flair's in the ring just going
batshit crazy,
thermonuclear, because they're on live television, and then like Jay Lethal's at the top of the ramp doing an impression back at Ric Flair.
Yep,
and being Ric Flair towards Ric Flair. And somewhere there's there's a metaverse which just rips open, and if I remember rightly, it ends up with Ric Flair just throwing his shoes down the aisle at him.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of the famous Nitro meltdown where he basically gets the naked practically on national TV and starts off his clothes.
Yeah,
it's also really worth it for in the background, because at the time Ric Flair was in Fortune in TNA.
Yes, that's right.
There's AJ Styles and Nigel McGuinness bloody confused. Not sure whether they should look at Jay Lethal with a spiteful look on their face or just laugh, because what's going on in front of them is hilariously funny.
It's a very difficult balance. But that all happens there. And the whole Flip Gordon aspect of the show, throughout being really in the months leading up to All In, Flip was trying his hardest to get booked. He would be trying, and eventually was to be Chico Luchador on the over-the-top Battle Royal. He gets in, and the crowd are so behind him. They want this to happen.
Yeah, they're proper behind them, aren't they? They're really hot. Well, I think they're a bit flat at first, but then once I think Brandy knocks Jay back, the black machismo out of Jay, we started getting into like the proper match.
Well, what? Once he knocks the black out of him, excuse me?
Knocks the black machismo out of Jay, and he's like back to being Jay Lethal.
Yeah, when he basically stops the Jay Lethal's finished playing, he's now back to ass kicker Jay Lethal. It's the Ring of Honor title match. That's the best way I can put this.
Yeah, I think I've written down like it feels like a Japanese crowd watching this match. Like they're appreciative of what's going on, but they're not that loud. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're into it, but they're not an NJPW crowd into a match. It's at points pretty sad how quiet it is. But it's a good match. It's perfectly fine. They get all the stuff fine. It looks pretty okay. It's just the match or the people. I don't know what it was. There was something about this that just fell flat. I mean, this happened again at the New Japan Ring of Honor show at Madison Square Garden this year. All the New Japan stuff the crowd was going mental for, but all of the Ring of Honor stuff got a lukewarm response at best.
Is that a statement about the status of Ring of Honor at the moment?
Yeah, pretty much.
It feels like it's being left behind.
It's been left in the dust, basically, because they've got, if the NJPW were to pull out their deal tomorrow, Ring of Honor would fold.
Yeah, because I think Ring of Honor was kind of like in this kind of comfortable spot of being like the third player.
Yeah.
Like you'd have WWE far down, you'd have TNA, then kind of Ring of Honor would be just kind of a bit behind them. Yep. And all of a sudden, like all these other promotions just like exploded and kind of evolved the industry, where Ring of Honor feels like it's still doing the same thing.
I think it's the fact that it was after Sinclair bought Ring of Honor and basically turned it into WWE Light. Does that mean is that a fair comparison? I don't know if that's been very harsh.
A little bit.
I know how it feels, but the match is fine. Jay Lethal retains, and then in the post match, Billy Ray comes out again because why not? Attacks both men, hits Lollipop with a low blow, goes to get a table, and Colt Cabana arrives to make the save because Bully Ray and Colt Cabana at this point are in a very, very violent feud at the moment at that point in time. And eventually the good guys powerbomb Bully through a table and stand tall over the fallen Bully.
Yes. Which is nice for a little bit of a post-match.
Nice happy ending.
Yes.
Now, we go from a match that the crowd were a bit mad about to a match where I think everybody in the crowd was on the antithesis of orgasm from the minute the entrances began.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
So this is Kenny Omega versus Penta El Zero.
Otherwise known as Pentagon, otherwise known as that crazed man.
Although, like, when Penta comes out, I quite like that. He's got a hat, but he's not committing to it. He's just kind of carrying it. He's just not like, I've got a hat, but I'm just not feeling it today.
Yeah, he tries to put it on at one stage and then just like goes, no.
You're right. And then Kenny comes out, but he hasn't got the belt. Why has he not got the belt?
I thought this. Why has he not got the New Japan belt?
I never like it when you see the champs coming out, they haven't got their belts, even if it's like a non-title match.
I'm trying to see who's the champion at that point. Hold on.
He's announced as New Japan heavyweight champion.
That's a very good. Maybe he couldn't afford to fly over.
He doesn't have the belt with him.
Maybe New Japan wouldn't release it let him have the belt out of Japan or something.
That's maybe it, actually.
But still, like, it's like, you know, I think we talked about when you kind of get the tag team champions as in WWE, they don't bring the belts out because they're single wrestlers and stuff. It's like, bring the belt out because it's a cracking belt.
But anyway, this is just a singles match. There is nothing at stake apart from pride. But my God.
It goes, isn't it? Like once they start cracking, like going, it's like woofed.
Yeah,
the crowd are well into this one as well, and as I say, I've seen a few Kenny Omega matches. Mm-hmm. I'm not right. Okay, here we go.
No. I think I know where we're going. I think I understand this.
Let me get let me get the hot take noise going.
I'm not that hot on Kenny Omega.
Whoa,
that's I can understand that.
It's all just like 3 moves repeated. I never feel like he's under threat.
Do you think, does he have the John Cena effect on him? Is that what you think?
Slightly, because there's always this thing of he seems to have like 2 moves that he comes back with. There's the one winged angel, and then there's the V trigger. And it seems, how many V triggers are there in this match?
About
multiple.
And it's just again and again and again, and then he's like he seems to have a habit of just getting blasted with 3 finishers from his opponent, and then I'll kick out at 2. And I'm just like, I can't. It's the same problem I have with the Young Bucks, which will come up later, because I never feel they're under threat.
Okay,
he just comes back with 17 V triggers, and then that's it. This match probably would have been a lot better had it not been for the vast multitude of finishing moves that seem to just mean nothing.
Yeah. I wonder how had you seen? I mean, I've not seen either, but Kenny Omega's match with Jericho from Wrestle Kingdom.
I like that. I thought that was really good.
Series with Okada. I just wonder if it's the opponent rather than
one of those. Yeah, I think the opponent helps him.
Yeah, I think so. I think the series with Okada sells itself because it's Okada.
Yeah.
The series with Jericho works because it's the old guard versus the new guard.
Yeah, it's Alpha versus Omega.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas this match feels like, I don't want to say exhibition, but there's kind of no storyline coming into it. There's no kind of...
That's fair. This was just an exhibition match, but nothing on the line. They just wanted to go out there and give the fans a good match. They did.
Yeah.
But it was missing that X factor, I think, for a lot of people. And No, but I've heard that opinion, Cameron, Kenny Omega a lot, and a lot of people are like, oh, how do you don't worship Kenny Omega? But I understand that point of view. I think Kenny Omega works best when the Kenny Omega's in New Japan against the opponents in New Japan, whereas in an American setting, it feels very not theatrical, but very.
It'll be interesting to see if the AEW show is kind of, if he's like the top babyface or whatever. It will be interesting to see how that gets treated by the audience, because you'll have the wrestling fan audience will appreciate that, but for a TV audience, will he connect with them? as a kind of. It depends on the treatment. I mean, it might work better as a heel character, you know.
Well, he can do both. He was heel in New Japan for the longest time. But it's an interesting one, and we'll see where it goes over time. I mean, obviously, right now he's out of the AEW Championship picture. It's tomorrow night at Fyter Fest. It's Jericho against Page. Winner gets a title shot in the future.
No,
I think it's the stipulation. Hold on, I'm sure it is. But I think this match felt too, not forced, but too tacked on.
Yeah. But then we get to the finish where Kenny wins, so we get some lights out.
Yep.
And then it's a code breaker.
Yes.
It's Jericho snuck in.
This is revenge for Kenny attacking Jericho in Japan. This was a point where they were basically following each other and just attacking them, for want of a better term. Yeah,
it's like he just like a little thing for the cruise that was still coming up at that point.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was
Yeah. But it felt like, but that felt made the whole thing feel much more special than it had any right to.
Yeah.
Because it is like, this big independent show, and holy crap, this is Chris Jericho.
Well, this wasn't doing anything for All In. This was New Japan building up their show, their card, which is fine.
It's weird, isn't it? Because it was a New Japan build, but it's kind of swung into being an AEW build, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that holds true for the next match.
Yes.
Everyone's favorite finger-breaking fool, Marty Scurll against Kazuchika Okada.
Does anyone remember when Marty Scurll used to present Wrestle Talk?
Yes.
I just find the two images just don't collate.
The man has gone through quite the evolution.
He was also in the first series of TNA's British Boot Camp.
Yes, he was.
Alongside Rockstar Spud, now Drake Maverick, and the Blossom Twins, wherever they might be.
I don't know, I'm probably blowing something right now. It's terrible.
Ooh,
sorry.
That's terrible.
What? I'm sorry.
Terrible.
This match is a weird one.
Big negative straight away. This is Trousers Okada.
Oh, well, this is true.
Okada.
Well, this is lost Okada. This is broken Okada because he doesn't have the belt. This is Okada going through his summer of discontent.
Yeah. I mean, the two of them have a really good chemistry because it is more like a junior heavyweight versus a heavyweight kind of. That's how it's
the whole
positioned,
story,
isn't it?
The whole story is that no one believes that Marty Scurll can hang with him heavyweight like Okada,
and he can very well. But
he does. Yeah,
is that more down to Okada than it is Scurll? I think it might be.
Possibly.
Scurll did his part, but
I enjoyed watching this one.
Yeah, Okada can elevate anyone.
Okada's just so smooth.
Yeah,
like the whole kind of way during a match, he'll keep working the mech to build to the Rainmaker.
Yeah, it's just stuff's just wow.
It's just precision, carefully aimed precision work he does the whole way through. He's just so good.
And of course, we've got the G1 coming up next month, and I am so excited.
Everyone loves the G1.
Yes.
Then, what's good is you've got Okada working the neck, but then you've got Scurll going for the fingers to stop the Rainmaker as well, because it's like it's that psychology.
Lovely. I can't think of a word. It's just lovely to see it there. And this match is it's a very New Japan style match. It starts off very slow, very much.
It is a real slow burner again,
and then it ramps up again, and then after maybe another 5.
I think it's a good 25 minutes. It's given lots of time.
I did enjoy this one. I did really enjoy this.
Fans, coming up right now is our main event. 6-man tag team action. We will see the Young Bucks, Kota Ibushi, the Golden Elite, take on Bandito, Rey Fenix, and Rey Mysterio Jr. Let's waste no more time. Let's get to our main event.
Firstly, it's good to see that Rey Mysterio delays his entrance as much as he did at ICW that time.
Well, no, I'm quite sure ICW, he took a shit, went and got something to eat, forgot he was booked, tried to go home and had to...
Yeah, because that was like, we genuinely had a kind of moment of he's not here.
Yep.
And it's just, oh man, that was bloody awful.
Then he came out dressed as a poop, it looked like.
Yeah, there was a bit of that, wasn't there?
Yep. And Bandito and Phoenix just came out as them, and obviously the people everyone's here to see, Kota Ibushi, Mr. I'll take a back suplex and have my head smack off the apron. If you guys haven't seen that clip from a couple of weeks ago. Ibushi takes a back suplex, and his head is the only thing that hits the apron on the way down to the floor.
Seems dodgy for a guy with some serious neck issues.
Oh, the man who had a concussion a few months ago at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, he has to like carry it out of the ring or something.
Yeah, because Ospreay hit him with, I think it was a kick in the corner, and basically he was out cold.
Nice. So yeah, why not do some more? I think
sure.
My first line I've written for this match is bonkers match with luchadors flying out all over the place.
Yeah, pretty much. This was the Bandito Phoenix Young Bucks show.
Yeah, although like I think at this point, because everything else kind of ran long, I think what should have been a 20 minutes match is just like compressed into 10 minutes.
The popular story is the Okada Scurll match went 10 minutes too long.
Yeah.
They didn't want to cut it because it was working.
True.
To be fair to him, if the crowd's in it and it's going,
yep,
they go with it. But then, this match is just like so compressed, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes, and they literally get the fish off like seconds before they go off the air.
Yeah, there's not, because I was watching this. The time was ticking down.
Yep.
Towards the end of the file, and then it was just like, I'm thinking this thing's got like 30 seconds left.
Yeah.
And I'm just on the verge of thinking, does this video file actually, after 4 hours, cut off the ending of this match?
Does this do a Halloween Havoc?
Yeah, and then it's just like, it doesn't, and then they get a pinfall, and that's it. And it means absolutely naffle.
Yeah.
Because once again, the Young Bucks, they've never been under threat. They just get these sticks in, and it's, hey, do this, Meltzer driver, super kick party, 3, that's it. I'm not big on the Young Bucks either, for the same reason I'm not big on Kenny Omega.
Okay, I get it.
It's just like, this entire match is just like someone playing SmackDown and pressing L1 all the time.
What a deep cut reference from Cameron there.
That's a good reference, I like it.
And just L1, finish it. Yeah, just putting infinite finishes, because it just finishes and they're cool. It's
Again,
just, there's nothing.
I think this is where, I think if they'd redone the show a little bit, this should have been where the Cody and Aldis match was.
Yes.
And then you put Cody and Nick Aldis at the end and have that as the emotional finish.
Give them slightly longer than 10 minutes.
Because this match, this again, just feels like an exhibition match where it's just like putting people on display to, for bookings, essentially, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, basically payday.
And because there's nothing to it. I mean, but what's the feud with the luchadors? There's nothing there.
No.
So I think even though it may be a bit of a the Bucks own show, they want to go last. You can kind of understand that. But I think if they put him a bit further down the card, you bump up the Cody match to the end. I mean, can you imagine that? Like that, Cody winning the NWO belt is your final match.
Yeah.
That is your finale. Feels a lot better than. It's got a triple Hurricane Rana. Can't complain about that, but it's just
true.
Not. It's just not what you think. It's not the ideal finish for the show.
No, it's not. But it still at least gets a finish. It wasn't cut off altogether.
Yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it? First show.
That would have been bad. But sure, sort of. Well, as Cameron says, it literally goes off the air at the end, and you're sort of left thinking, "Well, that's been a hell of a journey." I've seen blood. I've seen tears. I've seen giant penises. I've seen people.
An average Saturday night.
Well, it's an average Saturday night in Glasgow, probably. I don't know. More penises, probably, but it's. I mean, I picked the show for a reason because a lot of seeds were planted in this show, and especially the Young Bucks and Phoenix stuff. Obviously, that's now a big feud in AEW, the Young Bucks against the Lucha Brothers, and I think the sort of origin story is told here, but then obviously through being the Elite, through Double or Nothing, and obviously going on to Fyter Fest and Fight for the Fall in 2 weeks' time. It's going to build up, and I think in the end, it probably will achieve what you're looking for, Cameron. Whatever that missing tick is, I think you're going to get that in time. I think it was difficult to properly do that in a one-off show with nothing on the line.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, I'll watch AEW. I mean, I'm not put off watching them, just because I'm a sort of not the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. But I'm interested in what they do, because I think there's genuinely room now for. I mean, this show was aimed, as I say, at people like us, your sort of 30+ fans who've maybe lost touch with the WWE, because the WWE have been like a PG product now for about 11 years.
It's been a fair while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's 2008. Halfway through 2008, they suddenly went, right, no blood. No, the Attitude Era's dead. That's fine. But this...
Yeah, wasn't it just before Edge and Undertaker about to do a Hell in a Cell match?
Yes, it was the day before. They got told that it was they couldn't have any blood.
By the way, boys,
we're PG. Yeah.
Good luck.
Great.
See you after the show.
Yeah. But I hope. Like with any wrestling company, I always hope that it becomes successful because it gives them more places to work. But I hope AEW have a cracking start. I hope it ignites a bit more of a rivalry because you forget the WWE, as I say, have had a PG product for the last 11 years and had this industry to themselves for the last 18.
Yeah, and now they are scared because I don't know if you guys saw the news last night that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff have been hired as executive directors.
That has possible disaster written all over it.
Well, it's got Eric Bischoff written on it. Of course, it's got possible disaster written on it. And guess which show Bischoff's in charge of?
SmackDown.
Correct.
So,
can I just say as well, like executive director sounds like a title that Bobby Heenan would self-apply.
Does actually, yeah, you're right.
Which almost makes me respect him more, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but I just say carry one of the belt. I bought Double or Nothing on ITV Box Office, and I paid my £15, and I had an absolute blast watching that show. And it was kind of weird because we live now in an era where everyone has a streaming service. You expect to pay, I don't know, New Japan's £9 a month, call it. Sorry, £7 a month, call it. WWE's £10 a month. But AEW are asking you for, hey, it's a pay-per-view, we're asking you to pay £15 for it. And a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not paying £15 for that. But I'm seeing the bigger picture. I'm paying £15 for a pay-per-view, but in a way, that money is going to go to all these people. And I know it's going to go to all these people because I know who's in charge of the show. I know who's running the show. I know the sort of mindset of these people. Whereas with WWE, you're paying money to a conglomerate that's going to pay, it's going to solicit business from countries that have a less than stellar record of anything.
With the whole Saudi Arabia shows.
Not getting political or anything, but that was the reason why I gave up on WWE. When that deal went through, I just went, fuck this, I'm out.
There is that element when you pay your £10 a month to the WWE Network. I don't watch many of the modern shows of WWE now. I haven't watched Money in the Bank. I haven't watched
the show Stomping Grounds,
thanks. And I probably won't, because the problem that I've got with WWE is the fact there's that much stuff that comes out of WWE each week that by the time I get around watching a pay-per-view, I'm like a few days down the line, it already feels out of date.
I tend to kind of catch up with the YouTube channel, just like with the random videos they post.
That's what everyone does now. Yeah. Everyone's watching Raw through YouTube, everyone's watching SmackDown through YouTube, because who's got 3 hours to watch Raw? No one.
Yeah, I've not got 3 hours on a Monday night to watch Raw.
Oh, you've got Jet to get to.
Exactly. I wish. But it's just... I just find that... I keep the WWE Network for the old stuff in NXT.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I think that's a big reason. I think a lot of people still have it.
I do it. Yeah. I like watching old WCW pay-per-views, ECW stuff, some of the old TV tapings from like AWA and all that kind of jazz that I like watching. So for that stuff, I find it's £10 a month. That's great. That's not a problem at all. But I very, very rarely watch some of the new stuff.
Well, yeah, because you've listened to Michael Cole drivel on for 3 hours plus.
Yeah, exactly. Michael Cole, we're giving terrible, terrible commentary, and it's not great.
I look forward to the rest of 2019 with AEW obviously launching their TV and getting into being a much more quote-unquote traditional wrestling product.
Is the date not the 2nd of October for the first?
The date that's been rumoured
and banded about,
Yep, it's there going for Wednesday.
I think everybody kind of understands they'll never be able to compete as a company with WWE because it's just the machine is so big that no one will ever be able to compete with it, but it's an alternative.
It's an alternative show. and it is hurting WWE because they know it exists.
It's someone else to be. Yeah,
Vince is scared of it.
Yeah. I mean, if they were able to like sign although you wouldn't want to do like a TNA thing and like sign every single ex-WWE guy, and then push them at the hilt from day one.
But they already did.
They've got
Jericho.
They've got Jericho. They've got John Moxley. But I think they could do well by signing people who the WWE maybe let go who are pissed off with them.
Yeah,
like if Sasha Banks was to leave tomorrow.
Oh, she'd be there tomorrow. I'd welcome Sasha Banks to AEW tomorrow.
Yeah,
exactly, because the character that she has is amazing. And okay, there's probably going to be that petty shite about which she can't call herself the boss or anything like that. But just stick her in there and it'll just be amazing because Sasha Banks can go.
Oh, yeah.
And even guys like Luke Harper, who's got all the potential.
Yeah.
That's not basically just not being used. He's someone who you could probably go to AEW and just do a job.
Yeah.
Be that kind of mid-level guy, upper mid-level guy who's you need to kind of fill a show out, but... For some reason, they just don't see that in the WWE.
I think AEW have been very clear they don't want to be seen as the place people go when they leave WWE or don't like WWE. They've obviously got Jericho, but Jericho's been floating around Japan for the last 2-3 years, and he's showing little to no desire going back to WWE because he said it in his own podcast. He feels free.
Yeah, he said that.
Creative, and he loves it. Jericho. He loves it. And I think it's the same with Moxley. John Moxley, before he signed with WWE, was one of the most dangerous, crazed men out there. He went to WWE, and you got the WWE sanitized, clean. Oh, this man's whatever his nickname was, I don't even remember.
He's the Lunatic Fringe.
Thank you, the Lunatic Fringe.
Because he had a fringe.
Whatever the fuck that means.
Because he was crazy and he had hair over his forehead.
Sure.
I think that's essentially was it, I think.
But when John Moxley made his appearance at Double or Nothing after the main event, just him coming out through the crowd, very Shield-like, but at the same time it's his own, you could just tell looking at him there and then, he, for the first time in probably years, was present, he was engaged, and he was ready to put on a show. Because he wanted to put on a show.
Oh yeah. He's completely driven to do good, big things.
And again, he said this in Talk as Jericho as well. He feels now he's been released.
Yeah, that's it. There's a literal weight off the weight off his shoulders, kind of thing of having to fight with Vince every single time, which sounded like immense fun.
Oh,
speaking of fun,
yep.
Where do we put this pay-per-view on the list, the golden list?
See, I was thinking about this. I don't know if this one should go on. Now I say that.
What?
What? No, listen.
This is maverick behavior. This is.
I chose this show as a historical time point. I wasn't picking this show thinking this is going to be the greatest show ever on our table. Listen. I just wanted to take a snapshot of time and look at it from what?
Listen to Uncle Phil.
Is this a producer meeting now?
Alan made us watch WWE Brawl for All, and we put it on the list.
Okay, right. Okay,
we'll put it on the fucking list. You know what I'm saying?
Can we go back in the podcast room and I'll be able to do this on here? So it's definitely better than Brawl for All, but
it goes without saying.
It's definitely better than World War III.
I think having your legs cut off and you're replaced with your arms is better than World War III, but that's again a separate matter. I think it's definitely in the top half. Would that be fair?
That'd be fair.
Mm-hmm.
But not too close to the top. Maybe mid-tier?
I'm trying to actually bring up the... I don't know.
So we've got 21 pay-per-views on there, and at number 10, close enough to be in the middle, is Wrestle War 92. And underneath that is ECW Living Dangerously 99.
Right, it's better than that. Is it better than Wrestle War 92?
I'm just bringing up the list a wee minute so I can have a look and see what I reckon it should go.
That's the Sting Squadron one, isn't it? With the
it is, yeah.
Right, WrestleMania 8 still top. Wrestle Kingdom 8 is second. Rumble 92. These are ones with like massive nostalgia kicks to them. WrestleManics X, as Phil's put it, is number 5.
Yeah, I'll sort that.
Is it better than No? Did I enjoy it more than No Mercy 99? I probably did.
That goes there then. I was just thinking.
I'd say number 6, and then shut everything else down the way.
I agree, Phil.
Well, that's really annoying because that takes ages to edit, but I'll do it.
Well, you need to also edit WrestleManiacs. What the hell that is?
It's way better. It's better than King of the Ring 93. It's better than Survivor Series 95.
Yep.
It's Wrestle War 92.
Wrestle War 92, I think, had the
Wrestle War 92. No, Wrestle War 92. Remember, is a one-match show.
Yes, that's, I was going to say, like, you had to in the end, but it did have Arachnaman, didn't it? I mean, come on.
Shouldn't that then put Wrestle War 92 immediately at the bottom?
It should put it at the top, number 1, with a bullet.
Shut up.
Through Arachnaman's head. But he'd be alright because he's a spider, you know.
You guys were telling me off earlier.
He'd sense it was coming for the Spidey sense.
Exactly.
So the Arachna sense.
The Arachna sense. From Web City.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So the 6th best pay-per-view of all time, because it is a pay-per-view. You could buy it as a pay-per-view. You did pay to view it.
I did.
Mm-hmm. Even though Brawl for All fails all of those comparisons, but never mind.
Brawl for All.
That's Al's choice, isn't it?
That's Al's choice. That's what Al's done to this podcast.
Yep.
It's the 6th best. So All In is the 6th best pay-per-view of all time.
Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. It's really good. Main event kind of lets it down a little bit, but hey, you know.
Oh, I'm just glad that another patented You and Taylor Wild card was another wrestling success.
Yes, it was.
Maybe next time I'll actually pick a show from the past. You'll never know.
Who knows? Who knows?
Technically, it was in the past. So
yeah, it was.
Well, I mean, more than 1 year ago.
Well, yeah, more than 9 months ago. Yeah.
That's why we had to leave the big gap between podcasts to get it to age a little bit.
Yeah. Had we done this in March, it would have been like 6 months.
Exactly. It would have made no sense.
Here's the all-important question: who is now driving the bus?
Well, the Lex Express is being driven by Phil for the next month.
Oh boy, where are you taking us? Where's Daddy Phil taking us? Where are we going?
Uncle Phil is taking you boys north of the border.
Oh,
we're taking you up north for a Canadian stampede.
Oh yeah!
Oh my holy hell!
Cameron's just done.
As a little, I don't know if it's like an indictment to our lack of regular podcast, but I thought about this when it came up for Brian Pillman's like the anniversary of his death last year.
Wow!
Because there was a lot of podcasts about Brian Pillman around that time. I'm sure it was last year, and I forgot what it was.
Well, I suppose in a way,
but they said like apparently the quote from him was like this was like his favourite show. The main event that he was in was like the best one he was part of. So I thought, we could talk about that on the podcast. I'll do that for my next pick next month.
To be fair,
a year later,
it's a good tribute because, you know, in the same way that we ran out of time to cover the show in a timely way, Brian Pillman just ran out of time in general.
Oof. We're warming up again. I can feel it. Getting that edge back.
Now, I would just like to point out this is a 5-match show.
It is not a long one.
It's not a long one, but I almost said something very terrible there.
Didn't it count as like an in your house? So they were short.
It was in your house. Yeah, it was in your house. Canadian Stampede.
Mr.
They were like 2 hours, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Originally, when the in your house, we haven't done it in your house before.
Well, this is the first one.
Yeah, the in your house. No, we haven't done it in your house.
Actually, this is only a 4-match show technically. Because the Goodwins and the New Blackjacks was on Free For All.
Yes, apparently so. I've just read that. It's still included on the actual thing, though.
No, you're right. There's no. We were doing kind of main quote. Well, I suppose No Mercy would have been in the and then your house show, but they phased out the branding by then, hadn't they?
Yeah, that finished at that point.
Like 98.
Yeah,
but I think
they went up to 3 hours as of 97. I think I can't remember which one was the last 2 hour long in your house. It was the 97 time was like when they just shut them up to 3 hours again.
Yeah.
It used to be they were just like little 2 hour shows that were like two thirds of the price or something like that.
Was that a reaction to WCW? I think.
Possibly. I think because they were doing Clash of Champions every couple of months, weren't they?
Yeah.
They'd have like big shows and then do Clash of the Champions.
I actually have one major concern about. I'm assuming Al was joining the show. I have a great concern about how Al respectfully moved Taka Michinoku against the great Sasuke, knowing Al.
I'm sure he'll treat it with the respect that he's known for.
Yes.
Bong.
Yep.
But,
this is going to be.
So this is this is 97. This is probably peak of the pure Attitude Era.
That's fair.
97.
A couple of years early for the Attitude Era. 99 is probably the Attitude Era.
The genesis of the Attitude Era.
Yeah, but it's like the usual thing. It's like it takes. WWE would like you to believe that they had these things that happened, and then like a month later, they shot him to stardom. The biggest bone of contention I ever have with WWE around about this time is they will claim that Steve Austin's 316 King of the Ring 96 promo shot him to instant fame. Bollocks, did it?
Definitely.
Because the next month, or the next couple of months after that, they had him at SummerSlam 96. He was in a dark match with Yokozuna when the top rope broke.
That's a bonkers one, that,
So it hardly ever got broadcast.
Yeah.
And then it took them like almost 2 years to hand Steve Austin the world title. Yep. So for them to sort of turn around and go, Austin 316 launched all this, did it? Fuck.
That was the same way as establishing Jinder Mahal as a long-term Indian champion.
Three-time 24/7 champion, Jinder Mahal. Thank you very much.
Oh, I forget that's a belt.
Can I just say that the belt is terrible, but I just love the concept. Like the thing on the plane when you had R-Truth sneaking through the plane to pin Jinder when he was asleep.
They're trying to be DDT.
I was down with that though. I enjoyed that.
It's the same stuff as you used to get with the hardcore belt, but just without the chair shots and the weapons.
I like
it's
it.
Stupid.
Trent getting pinned at his wedding.
I don't see WWE going to a leisure centre and having people apply figure fours going down a slide.
Well, we'll see. We'll see where they go. I mean, they was that match with Cesaro pulled a table out for the ring and R-Truth was lying on it because he was hiding.
I don't know, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And he just runs off because he gets pinned several times.
Oh, God.
But I've been enjoying what they've been doing with it. Like, not maybe not necessarily on the show, but the kind of the weird YouTube clips they've been posting.
It's like
the belt is horrific. It's terrible.
The belt was designed by a gunshot victim.
It's like, okay, it's got a 24/7 title. What should the belt look like? A watch.
A watch designed by a person who has never seen a watch.
Yeah, and clearly made by the leftovers of that belt Braun Strowman won at the Greatest Royal Rumble. we got some upcuts from the leather. Just make it out of that. Job done. Boom. We're off.
It is one of the worst belts they've debuted in a long time.
Yeah, Paul McFurley got thrown under the bus for that. But anyway,
Jesus.
Next podcast we're going to do.
Fair, to be honest, Mick Foley will do anything for money now. Let's be fair.
Well, you cannot. I respect that.
To a degree, I do.
In that, I would do a lot for money as well. Anyways, you know what's weird? I'm just looking at the Canadian Stampede on Wikipedia. The attendance for that show was 12,151. That's only just more than All In.
Yep.
There you go. There's a thought to end the podcast on.
Well, it's better than most of the other thoughts we've had during the podcast. We might as well finish with something reasonably happy. Or factual, actually.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Non-libel.
Preferably non-libel.
Join us next time for probably plenty of libel because, the fourth Conquistador will return.
Join us for the Chris Benoit hour.
Oh my God.
Chris Benoit story hour.
Brought to you by Bowflex.
Just go. I'll end it now. Just get out. Run out the room.
Oh dear.
any art space that we can get out there. The kids doing youth theatre, youth dance, anything creative. Do it. It's got to be good fun. Keep it light. And you never know where it might lead you. It might lead you to be a gladiator.